Good. Let me just say, welcome to, I got ready to say Victory Talk. Can you believe that? Welcome to the Voice Spotlight. I know I sometimes say good evening, but that's because of when I record this. So, uh, tonight is a special night because I have been trying to get this particular spotlight for probably somewhere between a year and 2 years.
Oh my gosh, like really? Two.
Yeah, we're in the 40s now, and I know that it was down in the 20s when I was asking. So,
Oh man.
um, I don't think these ladies are any strangers. We hope we got some new viewers, but I like to welcome Lady J, and we'll just say Kiara Noble. We're going to take the ministerial titles off just for tonight.
Just key.
So,
Just key.
all right. So, how are you ladies tonight?
Awesome.
Okay.
Excited. Yeah. Excited.
So I have some questions, but a question just popped up. So why did this particular spotlight take so long to reach fruition?
Wow. Wow. Really?
Yeah, it just came to me. I really don't have that in my notes.
That's how we started. Oh,
That's how we
that's
start.
right.
Oh,
That's how we
hey, we're gonna do the things that Victory Talk did. So
all right. All right.
why
But
did it take so long for us to get here?
life and
Life been lifing.
um
Is that the
that's
answer?
that's
Okay.
that's legit.
Well, I hope all those the other answers aren't so cut and dry.
Oh no.
So,
They're gonna be longer, don't worry.
all right. So, um, I asked, and one I don't have, but Victory Talk hit the streams in May of 2020. I look back at your Facebook page, and you have 238 members.
All
So,
right. All right.
um,
And that's just on the Facebook page.
and
You know,
that's
there's a YouTube page out there, and then we also, yeah, Instagram, and then we also stream from our personal pages. So,
Oh, wait a minute. What happened to am I? Yes. I'm sorry. I thought I messed up. Okay. So I think in all that time, and I was there when it actually kicked off, but I don't know how Victory Talk actually started. So
wow.
give us an insight into that.
Okay. So, the way Victory Talk came to be, we were in COVID. We had, we were at the cusp of COVID. And God just kept talking to me about doing a talk show, talking to people, helping people get through the season that we were in. And so initially, I was doing Victory Talk by myself. It was, the talk show. And yeah, I was, reaching out to people and having them come on the show. And, we would have different topics. And, it was just it was more of a comfort thing. It gave me something to do. It gave us something to focus on and look forward to as we were in, just dealing with, COVID and being shut in and being on lockdown, being in the house and things of that nature. So that's really how Victory Talk came about. And initially, I just kept on, when God first gave me the vision to do it, I just kept on, dragging my feet, So for like the first 2 months, I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I'm not about, yeah, I'm a preacher and all that jazz or whatever, but just to be actually on camera and having a whole bunch of people looking at me and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But the Holy Spirit, He doesn't give you any rest. When He tell you to do something, you do it, or you be hassled. So I went ahead and did it. He was at my side and in the background. But for like, I want to say like the first maybe 3 shows, I was kind of out there on my own. And although she was a guest on one of the shows, I was like, you know what? That's my sister. If I can do this with anybody, I can do it with her. And she liked to talk a lot. Right? She liked to talk a lot. And so I asked her one day, and she's like, "Well, I was gonna mention it." And so that was kind of confirmation. And we've been good. We've been,
That's
you
how the
know,
conversation went too. I remember it like it was yesterday.
All right. So, in looking back at Victory Talk, um, it probably wouldn't be a voice spotlight or cuisine critiques. Um, Maybe even the VLF Nation YouTube channel. I don't know, but I definitely know that it probably wouldn't be a voice spotlight. And it also served as inspiration to others to start talk shows that we know. So, but you mentioned something, and how did you choose your subjects and guests? There were particular, mm, let's say, themes, and I'll leave it at that. But how were the guests chosen? How did you choose Key the first time? Or Key, can you tell us that? How did she choose you the first time? Do you know, or she just said, "Hey, I need you"?
I can't recall what the first.
I believe because it was in May, I believe the first one or one of the first ones was around mothers. And so I believe that I reached out to mothers. I believe I had Mama Sugar on the show. I believe my sister was on the show.
Okay.
And so, just a couple other mothers. And of course, she was a mother. I think Lisa might have been on that show as well.
Hmm.
And so that's how I came, with the first show. And then if I'm at least it was somewhere in the month of May. Um, but as to how we, did topics of the show, we kind of like went with the season. Remember, we were doing every Friday.
Hmm.
We were doing every Friday. So we could, in the month of May, we could talk about mothers, but we could also talk about mental health awareness. We
Okay.
could, also talk about, I believe, autism or whatever in the course of a month. And then we also had, what was your favorite show? Um,
Now you're getting into my questions now.
oh, my
Oh,
bad.
well, well,
You're trying to do my job.
My
So
bad.
well,
okay.
just to kind of tag into that though, that is how, a lot of the content came up was just, the awareness months, the holidays that were happening, hot topics. I know you won't, so I don't want to get too much into it because
Right.
that was my favorite. But yeah, it came pretty naturally. It really wasn't hard to come up with content. I think the guest part of it was a little bit that was the part, trying to figure out who we wanted to come on for which show and talk about what.
All right. So she already done it, so I might as well
My
just
bad.
go ahead
That's
and
my
get
Her
into it.
bad.
All right.
both our
So
bad.
um to give both of you a chance, what was either your favorite subject or topic? And that is from each of you. So I'll whoever wants to go first is fine with me.
For me, I enjoyed the marriage segments. I loved having the segments where we had our spouses do the segments with us. If you know Phil and Mishan, they are as clownish and as happy and as I don't know, I can't even the
I call him Phil Chappelle, so
yes, yes.
that should
Mhm.
be it. But
But the insight was just so, although it was fun and, relating to other couples or whatever, it was also informative and it helped us. And believe it or not, between that, the marriage segment and our hot topics, because I'm sure that Key's going to talk about the hot topics, but those were two of our biggest viewership.
Viewership.
Yeah, yeah.
for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, and yes, absolutely. I did love the marriage sessions because it was like marriage ministry all over again. So it was like we were getting that extra session in. But Hot Topics was my favorite, my personal favorite. Um, I think that just first of all, having the platform to be able to talk about, some of the things that we were able to talk about. A lot goes on in the world, a lot goes on in our day-to-day lives. And, just being able to kind of talk about whatever we did a lot of current events. That's mostly what Hot Topics was. And then to have other people come in the room and chime in with us, and oh my gosh, it was just so amazing. Oftentimes we go to social media nowadays to talk about the things, but it almost feels one-sided when you do it that way, right? Like people can comment on what you're talking about, but just having that interaction, it's nothing like it. So I felt like we had a voice.
Yes. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say so. I mean, you had people tuning in every Friday night and going back and looking at the repeats, okay. But I guess that leads me to my next question because I have the luxury of recording my spotlights and massaging them after adding different topics and not topics, but different graphics and such to it. So, how hard, and this might have been also on the guys being in the background, doing the recording, but how hard was it to maintain a weekly schedule of Victory Talk?
Oof.
Now, and it leads to the other question because what I could not find, I know we started in May of 2020, but I could not find how many episodes were done before Victory Talk stopped streaming. So do we know? Does our guys in the background know how many episodes total that Victory Talk had, or at least a ballpark figure?
Yeah. No.
Not
No.
at
Okay.
all.
All right.
Not.
So let's get back to how hard was it to maintain a weekly live um, stream of Victory Talk?
Well, I would say this. While we were in the midst of COVID and we were on lockdown, it was easy. It was easy. It was like that was we look forward. We look forward to that time because, that's when we got together. We did it the way that we are sitting here now. She would come and we would do it together. So that was our time. So it was really easy during that season. It's it was when we went back into the building and things beginning and life beginning to open up.
Mm-hmm.
And the busier our schedules begin to get, it was one thing when the only thing that you did was you went out on that Friday. We got together on that Friday to do Victory Talk.
Yeah.
But then school opened back up, churches opened back up, going to see people's life just started becoming more
Life again.
life again. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's what it made it hard. What do you think?
Yeah. I think that's it for sure. I think after we got back to doing, the things like you said, then it really became more challenging because we're live, we're not pre-recording. And then coming up when we had all the topics, I want to say we had to come up with content, we had to come up with questions, we had to figure out who we were going to invite, backups for the people where we could. And then, when you get into technical difficulties and cancellations and all that kind of stuff, it got a little bit hectic.
And then life started happening for the guests,
Yeah.
And so guests found it more, complicated, to make their time available,
Okay.
and so, yeah.
All right. So, like I said, I have the luxury of recording. So, um, though it may be Key's favorite segment, a lot of people, I believe, look forward to Hot Topics. How did it come about? And then Key, I guess you can tell me why that was your favorite segment.
I feel like Hot Topics kind of came about because I'm laughing because I did, but I was a fan of the Wendy Williams show, for some times. And she did, I don't know if she called it Hot Topics, I'm not sure, but if she didn't call it that, it was something along those lines. And I just really, that was my favorite thing. I really, could get into it. And so as we were navigating along, coming up with the different Fridays that we were going to do the sessions, okay, we said, the fourth Friday is going to be marriages, the first Friday is going to be hot topics, and then we did the second and the third. It just kind of became a permanent staple. Once we did it for the first time, it was like, okay, that's it. We're going to keep it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So,
was it a second part of that question?
um, how did it
Why
come
was
about
it?
and
Why is
why?
it? Why?
Oh, okay.
Why?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Unless you have something to add yourself, Jackie. I mean,
I mean, we love Hot Topics. I mean, it got hot, it got spicy, the people. And let me also just, can I stick a pin in this just a second?
sure.
Because I feel like I want to point out that we could have pre-recorded it. Yeah, we could have pre-recorded, but we felt like the component of being live and having people, because we had people in the background that monitored, the websites and took the questions, and we could answer questions, and the people could talk back to us. And so that was one of the things that I loved about Victory Talk, is that it wasn't pre-recorded. Listen, what you got is what you got. If we had a piece of hair sticking up, guess what? You was just looking at that piece of hair that night. But if we snorted and laughing, you just found out that we super silly.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed the fact that people could communicate back with us, and we could ask their questions, and we could get their point of view. And as much as we shared with people, I don't know about you, but I learned.
Yeah.
I learned, and if I'm being honest, and we've talked about it, we miss it. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
there you go
Yeah.
again. You getting in, you asking my
And
my bad.
and
right.
well, well,
So
one more thing on that note,
okay.
that I just have to throw in there for those who know, like if you don't know, you gotta go back and check some episodes. But for those that know, Hot Topic, if any show was going to have the potential to run over, it was Hot
Oh
Topics.
yeah.
Like we literally never got through the questions, never had enough time. We looked up and it was 8 o'clock, and we like, Dad, do we really gotta go? Like this is getting so good. And so this is just we're tripping down memory lane right now. It's I'm not gonna cry, I think.
So
But
that
yeah.
so asking the question, do you miss it? I mean, you basically answered that. So you
Oh.
you do miss it.
Mhm.
So I did ask the question, how did you choose your guests and how did you choose your subjects? So looking back, um, was there an episode or subject matter that you either did not go over or that you wish you went over before you hit that last show? And that gave crickets just like I thought it would. But was there
Mm.
was there something? I mean, because and the reason I asked the question is even with the recordings and what I'm doing now, there are some subjects that I haven't gone over yet. Um, there are some subjects that I actually question whether I will go over. So, but looking back or sitting there now, um, is there something that you wish you may have wanted to do back in that time? And then we'll have another question that was
Mm.
sent in by one of your viewers. But let's go with that one.
Um, I have something for not the then. Um, well, I guess maybe a little bit of both. So I feel like because we had so much content, so many shows, so many, I mean, I can't really think at that time if there was anything that I feel like was missed. But in hindsight, I'm thinking more mental health stuff. I know we talked about suicide awareness, we talked about bullying, we had the kids on the show, we did a lot with that, but I'm thinking more grief now because it's I don't think we really honed in on that as much. And so that would probably be my pick. Is a show kind of focusing on just grief in itself.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Lady J?
I think I would say friendship.
Okay.
Friendship. Because, we talk about a lot. We talk about marriages and, we talk about parenting and all
Mhm.
of the things, but we never, I don't think we covered the topic of friendship.
I don't think
Not
not
just
specifically.
friends in the sense of sisterhood, but actual friendship, like whether it's man woman or woman woman, whatever it is. I think, yeah. So
So
That's two
definitely
good ones. Okay.
that's a
I'm writing that one down now, so I will.
We got it. We got it. Grief and friendship,
yeah.
not
So
together.
No. Because although we cry together and all that stuff, whatever,
Right,
but
right, right.
we could really do it out
It's
going through
gonna
the
be
grief.
yes.
and I will say, looking at the numbers associated with the Voice Spotlight, um, one of our largest viewed, or one of the episodes that was viewed more than others was the family one that I did with the Coats. That brought in a
Oh
lot of people viewing. I
yeah,
don't know whether it was
yeah,
they were calling each other people and sharing because we want people to share and like and
yes,
such. But that was a big one. But friendship is something. I mean, it's the two of you sitting there right now. So
yeah. I see
it it it
you.
it it makes kind of sense to do it that way. Um, Again, getting back to my research. I don't know when the last show aired, and I don't remember what the subject matter was. So I'm going to mess with you
Mm.
and ask you, do you know when it aired? And do you know what that last subject was?
Oh,
No?
I,
you
I,
had told us we would have known.
yeah.
If I would have told you, then I couldn't have asked the question and you would have been prepared for it. And people would say they're setting it up. So
You didn't give us no. You ain't tell us nothing. You ain't give us no preparation,
no,
nothing.
I and my and I actually thought about asking you before we got on, is there some subject you wanted me to go over? But I didn't get. I was so shocked by the Victory Talk rebirth background and stuff there that I was kind of thrown off. So, all right. So, and we've moved along. We're cooking with gas now. We're not too bad. Um, this one was sent in by Felicia.
How did I know that was when you said one of the
Yeah. So and Ashley, Panetta comes up with questions every now and then. She drew a blank, and actually Felicia drew a blank for several days. She just got this to me today. But if you were to do a new episode, what do you think it would be on? And I know it's going to be two separate
Mm.
answers because I did not tell you about this. You did not prepare. But if there was to be a new episode, your input, what would you title it, or what would it be? Would it be the friendship or something else?
Nah, I have something else.
Okay, so
I had to think for a minute. So you want to share or no?
Mine would be on the spotlight.
no, you can't do that.
Why can't I do whatever?
Why would you want to do a show on a show?
Because we have absolutely done that before. We have interviewed Antoine Grant. We interviewed Tia Parker when she had her podcast going. Dewana Brown when she had her like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
too.
We feel like that the interviewer needs to become the interviewee.
interviewee.
Oh. All right, Key.
So there you go.
There you go.
We just move away from Jackie. What do you what would your episode, or what would you want to do with if it was an upcoming episode?
Oh my gosh, we're back. Like that would be, it's going to be a little bit of everything. I envision it to be not just one subject, but multi-layered, because it's been a little minute.
Mm-hmm.
So much has changed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We've changed.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
So
we what? About what? 50, 60 pounds ago?
yes. We didn't lost a whole
We
person.
lost the whole person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you're
a lot.
yeah, you became a reverend after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it afterwards that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
that long.
It has been that long.
Yeah.
Yes. So now you are ordained and
Yeah, you weren't ordained
oh, we have
went
a
off. I don't
lot
think
to
so.
cover.
Oh, yes. I
Oh.
did not realize it's been that long.
It
Oh
has.
my goodness.
It
Okay.
has.
Yeah. So
Thanks for the flashback.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks for the flashback.
I feel like that was shots fired a little bit. But
Yeah.
we
well,
gonna
no,
try.
it's not so much shots fired, and actually coming up with questions for you guys was not an easy thing to do. Usually, once I get a guest, huh?
Was that the question for Fee?
Her question was,
Yeah.
if you were to do another episode, what would you title it? What would it be about?
Okay.
That was from Fee. Whenever
Why do you feel like now I got a question for you
Sure.
on our interview.
Sure.
Why do you feel like it, because we're just doing what we do. So
Yeah.
we gonna take over for just a second.
Okay, that's no problem. I mean, that's what Jackie does anyway. So I mean, hey,
You
and
love me.
you're learning from her. So go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, why was it so difficult to come up with questions for us? Is it because you're interviewing like podcast hosts? Do you feel like when you talk to people who aren't, that it flows easily? Or
You really want to know?
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, and no matter how you put it, if people are watching this, they only want to know one question.
Wow. What's the one question?
I know what the one question
I
is.
want them to verbalize it.
You got to say it though. Say it.
Okay.
Say it loud.
Will Victory Talk return? That's all they want to know. They're glad to see you, and with your backdrop, everything looks like you're ready to come back. Will Victory Talk return?
We'll get back to you on that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, you wanted to know the question. You should have, yeah, and you knew what the question was going to be. You should have had an answer. And you know that this wouldn't have went through without that question being asked.
Yeah. Figured as much.
Go ahead, tell
Okay.
them.
So
Make them wait.
okay, so
Soon.
okay, let's do it this way. Has there been conversations about it?
Yes.
There has been conversations about it. Coming back live,
Absolutely.
Excuse me?
using the
You
live
said live.
the live format.
We're playing around with some
different
ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can give you a couple if you wish.
So come on, give us your idea. Come on,
so-
your suggestion.
So instead of keeping a weekly schedule, maybe do it every 2 weeks or once a month. That way you can work it through. Life can be lifing, and you have 3 weeks to put it together.
I absolutely did not talk to him.
Oh,
So
you
that's
wait a minute. That was
confirmation.
that was oh well.
That was, yeah.
And
When
and
we
and
said,
I'll tell you, I did not talk to Keith. He did not talk to me. But early on during the spotlights, Jackie said when I asked the question, then she was like, "Well, the spotlight can take place of victory talk, and it can. It is a different thing.
I remember her saying that.
It is a different thing."
You're not supposed to side with him against me.
You know
What
what?
did you do?
We
That's
look.
You.
All right,
that's
now
not
don't
siding
be look at her. Put me on the spot on the spotlight.
On the spotlight.
on the spotlight. So,
Ooh.
I'll just tell those that are looking now to stay tuned. Um,
Mhm.
and I will, if you guys want to do something with the spotlight, I'll put it out there. I will return the favor. I will return the favor.
As if he had a choice.
You
Oh, I
really
have a choice.
you didn't.
You know how
No.
far I'm away from. So to come up there, you probably have to tempt me with Waffle House, maybe, or at least a good meal, with meat, probably,
Ew.
um, or good dessert.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, because I have lost weight just like you guys have.
Yes, you have.
Sisters know their brothers' weaknesses. We know what to do. Sorry about that. He
Okay.
gave us he gave us the whole rundown. Right. But you didn't really have to tell us,
Well, I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. All right. So I usually ask my guests, um, what do you want your viewers to take away from the spotlight? But I'm going to change it with you guys. When Victory Talk was active, what did you want the takeaway to be, whether as a whole or different episodes?
I always wanted the viewer to be encouraged, um, to find help when help was needed, to find some insight, strength. For me, one of the biggest things that Victory Talk gave to me um, during that time was strength, because it was hard being on lockdown.
Yeah.
It was hard. I had grandchildren that were born during the lockdown, during COVID, that I didn't even get to see for a long time until we were opened up. So it was hard. So strength, and just to know that tomorrow is a new day. It's gonna come, God willing. It's gonna come. But if you just hold on, you know, there's gonna be help. So yeah, for me, yeah, those were.
And I think in addition to that, because all of that, what she said, y'all know I'm famous for that. What she said. But in addition to that support, it was very important for us to, let the viewers know that we're all in this together. So no matter what it was, that the person was facing, it was affecting us all, and life, we just go through the ebbs and flows of life. So just to support, to uplift, to encourage, like Lady J said, and the resources, we've really, I mean, we had, oh my gosh, doctors and nurses and therapists and fitness train. I mean, everything from soup to nuts. I think we covered. That's why that question early, was a little bit difficult,
Right.
to try to
Right, right.
pinpoint something that we didn't cover. Um, But I think getting information out to those who maybe didn't, they either didn't know that, because oh my gosh, we used to get so many comments on our shows about topics that people didn't even know was a thing. Illnesses and ailments and movements and just everything. Like,
Yeah.
Victory Talk was special for a lot of reasons. But I think that is one of the most, is that we had there was something for everybody, just like VLF. There was literally something for everybody. We had children that could view the show, and it was, we would put that out there, that the marriage episode, you might want to,
Your babies away.
bed or whatever, because it gets a little spicy, a little saucy.
Right.
But everything else, it was something for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Right.
ministry still, it's just, yeah.
All right. So I would say, looking ahead, we are hoping for the return of Victory Talk. Um, it sounds like it may happen. Um, Felicia had that question kind of reworded, but I told her we will see where it goes, because I had a way to ask the question to see how it was going. And I told her, just like I told you, there was no way that we could reach the end of the show without um, finding out that it was actually happening. So,
Mm.
okay. So,
Just real quick, let me ask you,
sure.
what what did you glean from Victory Talk?
Um, it would depend on the episodes. Um, I like the hot topics. I like the marriage episodes, because my wife would never do that with me, you know. Um, but it's what I said in the beginning. It's You look forward on those Friday nights,
Mm.
and we built our Friday evenings around that. Actually,
Wow.
um, we
No pressure.
I all
uh,
the pressure.
yeah, I think we built our evenings around Victory Talk on Friday nights. Um, and for the most parts, we were home on Friday night, so we were enjoying it like everybody else. And for the multimedia guy, I wasn't doing any heavy lifting, so I could sit back and enjoy it. So that was one of the few things that probably happened at VLF I can sit back and enjoy. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was the topics, and doing some of the stuff that I did last night. I went back to the Facebook page, and you're right. I could look at the different in your photo section on who was there. You know, when Shay was there, and this author was there, and the group of authors was there, and Lisa came in as a third co-host. So it is all on your page. But I think that's what, like I said, it if it was not a Victory Talk, it probably would not be a voice spotlight. So, and I tell you, you know me, I don't like to take pictures. I don't like to be in front. But like you said, I have learned from my guests different things. Um, it's more fun than I thought it would be.
it is fun.
Very
Yeah.
It is
much
It
so.
fun.
is. It's more
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun than it put it, and then I like putting it together after the fact. Like things like cuisine critique, where people owe me, some stuff to go on to cuisine critique. Even though I'm kind of waiting, but anyway, um,
It is.
yeah,
I don't know who you.
I'm just saying. So, but yeah, if it wasn't for Victory Talk, there would not have been, different shows with tables in the title, but we'll just leave it at that. You know,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, can we leave it at that? All right.
Yeah.
So, um, In closing, do you want to say anything to, because out of that 238 members, I'm sure that a good chunk of them are going to probably tune into this one. So you want to talk to your people? You want to say something to your people, not necessarily talk to them. You want to say something to your people? Oops.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for your support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for just being there. Thank you for taking the time out to communicate with us, for every time that you shared, every time that you liked, for every time that you gave a comment, for every hug that we received, when we were out and about, just thank you. Thank you for all the perks. We had a sister who made our Victory Talk line, and, just, support. We thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. And I think we can say with full certainty, Victory Talk will return. Um, we just ask you just be a little bit patient with us while we're working in the background. It's not going to look the same, but it's going to be kind of the same.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
She took my answer.
She took your answer. You don't
She
want to add
did.
to it or
Well,
anything?
Um, I I don't know if I have anything. Well, I guess I do have
yeah,
something
excited.
to add. We are excited. This is we came down and I'm first of all, I'm super grateful that I was able to get here, to do this side by side, because as we were working out logistics and trying to figure out if we were going to be in separate places or the same place, and it just felt right to be able to be together in the same space and do it. But yes, we do thank each and every one of you, the old viewers, the new viewers, because I'm sure some people who maybe hadn't heard of Victory Talk, they gonna see the spotlight and be like, Victory Talk, what's that? And it's gonna get them even more excited for the comeback. And so yeah, I'm super excited. Like I'm ready to go. I know she's ready to go. So
All right.
yeah.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
finish with an unusual request that this was not, again, when I'm doing this, things hit my head.
Mhm.
So I have an unusual request. That gets back to a favorite section of Victory Talk. Can we yeah,
Before you close us out with your unusual request,
okay.
um, just just a few more thank yous. We really want to say thank you to you, um, for doing this, for always encouraging us, always supporting us. We thank you. We appreciate you. And we do not want this moment to pass by without thanking our husbands, because our husbands are our biggest fans.
Yes.
They are our biggest supports. No matter what it is we ask them to do, they do it. They put it
Absolutely.
together. If you could see, we pretty much came in and sat down tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I can
so,
attest to I heard a lot of before the camera came on, I heard a lot of
yeah,
things. But that gets
yeah.
back to the
So
They
unusual
were
we thank
working.
them. They were
They
working,
were
and
okay.
working.
we love and appreciate y'all
So that gets
so
back to the
much.
Yeah.
unusual request. Can I have the my brothers step in with their wives and say good night or goodbye,
Oh,
whatever?
sure.
So,
Give us
fellas,
a
oh,
the-
are they not
yeah,
there?
yeah. They went upstairs. Well, hold on.
Okay, that's no
Can
problem. We
you go
could
ahead and do a little bit of talking?
a little
They
bit of
got
talking.
Oh, a little
Okay,
bit of talk
so Key, while we're
while
waiting for
she's
the gentleman to come down, give us um give us something on tranquil transformations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness, yes. What do you want to know?
Um, we do it. one Tuesday a month.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about it in its current iteration.
So, Tranquil Transformation is our mental health ministry. We meet the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Usually, we meet at the church in the dining hall. I do have some special stuff planned for this year that I'm super excited about, some guest speakers, some outings. So, yeah, we talk about all things mental wellness. And that was actually birthed. We passed our 1 year anniversary not long ago, but it was launched in May of what would that have been? 2024, I think, right? Because the year
Yeah,
May 2025.
25, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
So
as someone that tries to make
20.
most of the meetings, I encourage everyone to come. It is not. I know what people will think that mental health is scary. But they just don't know. We have our icebreaker questions alone. We could go the entire night with
Oh,
icebreaker
yes.
questions. So,
Yes.
but I encourage anyone that is seeing this that has not come to Tranquil Transformation uh, to do so. As I'm going to say, if you have not been to VLF, come to VLF. So, fellas, I wanted to close out with you guys being here.
Can you see them?
Yep.
Are they cut off?
Nope. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. So that nostalgia too of the marriage episode. So
Yes.
guys, do you have anything to say before we get out of here?
I'm just very proud of both of them, individually, but also with Victory Talk. I'm excited to see an episode or two in the near future. I'm just saying. So we throw it out there.
Wow.
Well,
We
it's
did not tell them to say that
okay.
either.
So some things have taken
Talking
place
it.
before you guys came downstairs. So I would say get ready for your guest spots on Victory Talk.
I was, as we were getting this evening set up, it just brought back a nostalgia of getting prepped for the show. And as I was getting that stuff together, I looked at how much production I did, but actually how much production stuff I actually learned in Victory Talk. And so I'm ready to get my skills back up.
I know.
Right.
I remember having
So
a green screen.
He said it.
so
He did.
your fans
See?
want you to come back. Your your
Ask and
your
you shall
your
receive.
your production crew wants you to come back. You've
Wow.
verbalized it out of your mouth. You didn't give us a time frame, but it has to happen. It needs to happen.
Yeah, we said soon.
We
Soon
said
is the time frame.
I think we can go podcast this time.
Yeah. Yeah. We have everything we need for it.
I mean,
Well, if you, if you
I can now I can do this because I'm looking at the girl's face that
Sure.
we can have a men of valors, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Headed
anybody
by
have a problem with with Pastor Phil and Reverend Michon. I can, you can preempt your
are you
victory talk
you
show.
trying
Hmm?
what you trying to say? You saying that a sideshow with the guy?
I ain't saying a sideshow. They can, hey, I've been doing spotlights. There can be hey, there's spin-offs to a lot of stuff on television.
All right.
Very
Good
much.
night and God bless.
So we are going to say goodnight, ladies. Again, I appreciate you coming on, fellas. I appreciate you just dropping by, and I'm not done, so we'll just leave it at that. So
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We love you. Thank
we
you.
we love you, and I appreciate that you finally
Love you
gave in.
too.
All right.
He
So
had to give
from
us one
keep
last.
going.
He couldn't help himself. He couldn't.
so from the voice spotlight and the upcoming victory talk, we're going to say have a nice one.
See
We'll
y'all
see.
soon.
We'll see you soon. Okay, recording
You
in progress.
cannot.
So it ain't over, y'all. We got an
It ain't
after party
over.
going here. So
Hilarious.
a question that I neglected to ask is the last show of Victory Talk. So we were talking about it, and I decided to hit the record button. So why did Victory Talk go on suspension? I'll put it that way.
On a sabbatical, on
Yeah,
hiatus.
how
Mention.
how did you go on walkabout and never come back?
um, I feel like I'm like I'm reflecting back in my mind, and I feel like it was my asthma. I'm I'm reflecting back, and I remember sitting in the hospital bed thinking, "Hey, you gonna have to take care of Victory Talk." And I remember I'm not doing that by myself. I'm not doing that by myself.
In my voice.
It's
I
her voice.
probably said that.
And so because there was for a couple years, it just seemed like either between January and March, I was having these severe asthma attacks. And I would be going in the hospital. And I'm really remembering having this conversation through the mask, the respiratory mask that I was on, saying that to her, and her saying, "I'm not doing it by myself," sounding like Kalia. And I think that after that, we did not pick it up and come back to that, because I feel like it was the last thing that was on our minds.
Yeah.
Getting me healthy, and which I think when we do come back, I think that's a topic that I would love to talk about.
Okay.
And have a couple of the doctors on that helped me get through that asthma and that season, because asthma is something that people don't talk about.
Right.
Right.
It's real, and
Right.
it kills. It takes lives.
Yeah.
And so that's a topic that I think I really would like to cover, and just to share how some changes in my lifestyle, how it helped me, because I have not, for the past 2 years, I have not been admitted to the hospital, and I have not had a severe asthma attack. But I know that was a roundabout way to get to your answer to your question, but
Well,
thank you.
considering I forgot to ask it the first time, I think this little after party segment will go good. All right, so
Okay.
we'll say goodbye. Again.
Anything else that you wanted to throw in there on the after party, since you done shot us all up?
Nah,
Right.
I think that's good. We're giving them enough till Victory Talk returns shortly.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, this just a little taste.
Just a little
Just a
taste.
little
Just a
taste.
little taste. But it's coming, y'all.
All right.
It's coming.
So
It's coming, sis.
It's coming.
It's coming.
all right, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.